Hey, 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 hey.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you guys are watching this show.
Well, Keith, what's on today's show? I got myself in my ear.
Yeah, me too. That's easy. We've got a special treat in store. A guest is joining us live in the studio, but actually in the workshop.
That's cool. Some say he once rode a unicycle across the Grand Canyon while juggling flaming marshmallows, and that he's so charismatic he once convinced a cat to join a karaoke contest.
Some say that he can communicate with garden gnomes using Morse code, and that he once taught a squirrel to dance the cha-cha.
Nice. All we know is his name is Colin.
But before that,
there's this.
Hello, guys. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far. I am back from my holes, and I did actually manage to catch a little bit of sun while I was away. So thank you very much for messages.
And before.
Yeah. So we do actually have a very special guest in the studio, so we're going to get over there as soon as we can.
We've got her husband to speak to.
Yes. We will be speaking to her husband. But we're going to be diving over there in a minute. But before we dive over there, we've got a little announcement about upcoming education opportunity.
That's right. This is for Wednesday, the 6th of September.
Yeah, we've got a special treat for you today. Dominic, tell them about the big event at the Southwest Ballooniversity.
Absolutely. So, September the 6th, 2023, that's this year, at Chepstow's Burnt Barn. Not been there before, but I think it's one on my list. Join the Balloon and Performance Lecture by Bob Wooding. It's a day of learning real-world models, followed by the explosive show First to Burst. And guess what? Only 4 tickets left.
That's right. Southwest Ballooniversity is more than an event. It's a community of balloon twisters. They meet monthly, twist balloons, and donate their creations. If you want to join this year's workshop on September the 6th, you can email southwestballooniversity@gmail.com. Hurry, spots are limited.
Don't forget as well to check their Facebook group, Southwest Ballooniversity, for more updates. Whether you're seasoned pro or new to balloon twisting, this event is for you. Even if you can't go this year, put that one in your diary. Follow that group because there'll be some information, I'm sure.
Yep, and all the details are on this little bit of an image that we've got on here. So take a screenshot and don't miss out on this balloon bonanza.
But until next time, keep twisting and see you. We're not going to be there, but we'll look for the pictures.
Send us some pictures from Ballooniversity.
Please.
Yeah, Southwest Ballooniversity. So there we go.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Let me lose that because it's hiding our lovely faces.
Okay, so...
Right, you're going to go.
I have to go.
Before we lose our guest.
Okay, I'm going to dive through there and make sure he hasn't drunk too much Guinness, as people in the chat are saying that he will do. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute.
Some accusations are flying.
Okay, back in a minute.
Right, while he dives through, I'm going to put my earpiece back in. I'm going to check the other camera. And we'll make sure their microphones are on as well, because that would be important. He's been a tinker, our guest, already.
He is being a bit of a tinker. Because...
Right, I'm going to throw your microphones on so we can hear what you're saying. Right. He did it, or he hide them, did he? Let's dive on over and see who's here.
I'm going to dive over.
We are, hopefully.
Oh, look, we've got Colin Stewart live. Look, it's real. It's not green screen as well. No, I'm going to get ready to drill you down on some questions.
That was appropriate.
Prop that just happened to be there.
I don't even know why that's there.
It works. So if you do have any questions that you want us to put to Colin while we've got him here, please drop them in the chat and Dom will send them across into the workshop for us.
I shall do my best.
I'm doing very well, sir. Very well, thank you.
Good. It's great to have you actually in the UK and in the workshop. So you came over here for business?
We came over here for our 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. And commiserations, Jeannie, as well. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I celebrate my 20th wedding anniversary this year as well.
Congratulations to you.
And thank you very much as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how she managed.
No, nor do I.
There. Thanks. Okay, right. So we've got a lot of questions. We're going to go through, but as usual, your questions take precedent. So if you do have any, drop them in the chat, and we'll make sure that they get asked to Colin, as long as they're clean. Talking to you, Baker. Thank you. Right, Colin.
Paul's enjoying a beer.
I know, a Guinness.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get one.
And that's at what time in the morning over there?
He's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or
Oh,
12?
he started late then.
12, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
He's after lunch anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's allowed, I suppose.
Okay.
Colin's in the chat.
I'm in the
Colin
chat.
is also in
Colin's
the
in,
chat.
Colin's in two places.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad and Mom, and Dom and Keith.
there you
Why did we not get our names in
in caps.
uppercase as well?
Yeah.
In caps.
I was like, hi, Dad and Mom.
Yeah, not shouting at us.
I don't know how she's logged into
Hi,
my
Kirsten.
account either.
You left things open.
I don't know. There you
Yeah.
go.
You might want
Who
to
knows
check
what
if
your
the
status is
Amazon
gonna be.
account's
He's
open.
signing the checks.
Dear. Right, okay. Colin,
Yes.
we're going to get into these because we've got loads of them.
Okay.
So take us back to the moment that you knew balloons were going to be your future.
That's a little while ago, now 33 years ago. We started with my wife doing crafts. So Jeannie went and selling crafts at the flea market, selling wreaths for your front door.
Okay.
Grapevine wreaths, and she was making them and gluing the silk flowers on. But we were buying wholesale or retail and selling retail, so it was very hard. So I said, why don't you go get a license and buy wholesale? And along the path of getting the license,
So you have to get a business license.
Business license.
Okay, right.
so she got a license, and now we're a legitimate company. And somebody said to us that we should be in the balloon business, and we didn't know what it was. So we had no clue what the balloon business was. So we started by going to the wholesalers, and one day when she was buying supplies, there was a sign on the store next to her. And long story short, Click Click Magnets was the store that was next to us, but it was back in that day, it was the Balloon Depot and owned by Rabina, who now owns Click Click. So
Okay.
in Rabina's store, Jeannie went in one door and I went in the other. I had no idea though. I had no idea what I was walking into, except for a little sign above the cash desk that said minimum order was $25.
Okay.
And we had no clue what $25 would buy in the balloon business. So we invested our $25 and we bought.
And due to inflation.
Yeah, due to inflation. So we bought just $25 and we bought some foil balloons. And at that time, we didn't have a store. We were selling at the flea market outside in December, selling Christmas wreaths. So I had my parka on and my hat on and my toque and everything else. And
In Canada.
I could have used that nice scarf though that I got from your gift today.
Oh,
That was
absolutely.
much.
We took him to St James's Park, which is the home of Newcastle United, which is my team.
And we got a great,
Yes.
nice winter scarf.
And because he likes black and white with a Guinness, I thought
There
the
you
black
go.
and white
Black
scarf
and
is
white work.
perfect, ideal.
Okay, so back to the flea market.
Yes.
We put in some foil balloons, and we were on cups and sticks, and somebody came up to us and said, can you decorate a 25th wedding anniversary? And we said yes, and that was the beginning of where we took off. And
Okay.
So 33 years later, I'm sitting here explaining how we got started in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a funny thing because everybody likes to know the journey of, because nobody started, very few people went to school and went, you know what I'm going to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
True. Right, okay, what is the funniest, actually I feel like I'm missing out on something as well. Jeannie, can you do me a favour, into the top of that red bag, can you pass us the top item out of there, please? That'd be great. If you just throw that across, that's brilliant. Okay, so now that I feel like I can join in with, because I can't do.
For those that aren't here and can't see, this is for Jackie in the other side of Canada. See, so this is Hockey Night in Canada in Calgary. So Jackie, there's a couple more things in that little red bag that I was, might be. You could show them up here. That would be.
Yeah. It's a gift that we got from Jeannie and Colin.
So Hockey Night in Canada is represented
that
well.
one.
But
Okay.
this one here, this I think.
Yeah, I saw this one.
This one, Jackie, I know. We did it just specifically for you there.
So these are a football team over there, right?
Yeah. Hockey Night in Canada with a football jersey. Yeah,
Okay.
but you got to turn it around. See, so
Oh.
we gave it a nice brand too. So it was like, we just didn't want to, rub in anybody's face. So it just
I'm
had
going to
be
guess
elite.
that's me. I used to watch ice hockey,
There you go.
We have, we used to have the Durham Wasps in our area, and I grew up watching ice hockey.
There you go. So you know all about it.
Well, no, I used to.
Oh, okay, used to.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome,
And of course,
guys.
we've got
Yes,
an All
yes.
Canada t-shirt
Oh,
as well.
yes.
Oh,
Oh, Canada.
Canada.
There you go.
I'm not going to get changed into that. So,
No, that's
okay.
okay. Where were we?
Question 2. What is the funniest balloon-related mishap you experienced in your early years?
Okay, so if Dom puts up the first picture, I think I sent him 2 pictures. Dom, you have one of, the clown. So
The clown. That's not the one of Colin, by the way, Dom. It is
nice-
actually a clown.
nice guy.
There
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, please,
I just
please.
thought I would
Nice
do that.
man here,
Cheers,
nice.
by the way.
Cheers.
Yeah, and look, it is actually, well, this is coffee this time, not tea.
With a little whiskey.
Not as whiskey as a
Okay,
Bank
Here
so
we go.
you can see in the picture.
Yes.
of
3
the clown.
clowns.
Now, this is Scarborough Town Centre for everybody in Toronto, and it was one of our large sculptures in years past. But the important factor in this is if you look on the top, you see that round disc and the bars coming across that.
Okay, looks a little bit like a spider web type
Yeah,
thing, yeah?
spider up
Okay.
on the ceiling,
Yeah,
up in
yeah.
the skylight. Okay, so now if you flip to the second picture, the carousel.
There we go.
Okay, so it's the same
I've seen
location,
this
same
picture
venue,
before.
except that spider web that Keith said is now buried inside that red upper ring of the carousel. The story goes like when we built this, now this was the second attempt at doing the carousel, because the first attempt, it turned out identical, except it was different color codes. But the first time we did it, we work all night because the mall closes. We go into the mall,
Yeah.
and we had built the carousel top from the yellow down to the first level of red, and it was well done sitting on the floor. But in Scarborough Town Centre, there's a little control box that you can push the button, and the lift will bring your sculpture off the
Oh,
floor. So
okay.
you don't have to rig
Okay.
from above. It's built in there. And
Is
that's
this some
what
sort
that,
of winch or something?
yeah, there's a winch in the ceiling.
Okay.
And that's why you have that round spider
Right, okay, yeah.
structure that we have built in there.
Yeah.
Except when we lifted it, it went like a cowboy hat. It did a big twist on the floor, and we sort of stood back and went, oh. So this was kind of a surprise to us in trying to build a large sculpture, and we had no really foundation to go off of except for, okay, well, it's 2:30 and we have to be done by 6. So the horses were completed. We had them. I brought them with us, but the cowboy hat didn't go with the carousel look. So
No, not so much.
we had to bring
Like
it back.
horses are going up.
It could have been going
That'd
around.
be pretty cool.
Well, because it's on a single
organic.
pin, it's a single connector coming down.
Right.
It free spins.
Okay.
Okay. So we had to bring the structure to the floor. We ran some extra rig lines off it, and we were able to tie in to give us more structure so it would level itself out.
Okay.
So that worked fabulously, and we were able to get the rest of the structure done by 6 a.m. and we were done. The only thing is, there's another side story to this that I didn't mention. In following installs in the same location, again, it was really around the same time frame, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So we went to put the next sculpture up. So we pushed the button, but it got so far up and stuck. So we wanted to see how far we wanted to take a look from the ground, what the sculpture looked like, but it stuck.
All right.
Well, there's no people on site at
That-
3 a.m.
yeah, yeah.
except for the floor cleaners. So in a panic, I couldn't get it down and I couldn't get it up and I couldn't do anything with the sculpture. So it was kind of like, what do we do? So I started making phone calls, and back in those days, there wasn't kind of like the cell phone. So
Yeah.
we had to sort of go into the office and make phone calls. The winch that's in the ceiling inside there, it goes up into the ceiling there, but it runs over into the inside there. They had to send somebody, they had brought somebody in from their house, one of the maintenance guys that actually crawled up inside there to find out why it was stuck. And there was, because it's aircraft cable, it had a burr, and the burr had stuck.
Okay.
So they had to cut the burr so we could, so there's all kinds of these things that happen to us out in the industry that we don't plan for.
Yes, I mean there certainly is. It's you learn fast.
You learn fast.
Yeah.
You learn fast, and you're on site, and you have to be able to adapt.
Adapt and overcome. Necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, share with us one balloon creation from your early days that makes you cringe now.
A big lesson we learned.
Eric, did you notice the big sigh, by the way? He was
I
noticed that.
I don't show this picture. It won't be found anywhere.
I'm still looking.
We have
won't-
one.
Yeah, it won't be found, and it won't. It doesn't get discussed much, but it was a very important lesson to us. Where, remember, this is in the mid '90s when we did this one, and it was probably the third or the fourth sculpture we had done in this same shopping center. And the customer had said that it was coming into back to school, and they'd like to do an old time back to school theme.
Right.
And they'd like to do a belt over the shoulder with books inside it. So they would show that they were going to school with their books. So I said, yes, I jumped right in and said, yes, we can create this. Except the lesson is you can't really create everything because we knew what it was because we made it, and the customer knew what it was because they ordered it, but nobody in the mall knew what it was because they had no clue.
Inspiration, right.
Yes, so we have to take our art and we have to sort of bring it back into reality. It has to be something that you create so people can see it and understand, and they know what it is, and it has to be a little bit more simplistic so you can represent what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, totally get that. Yeah.
So it was kind of an embarrassing moment when we felt kind of embarrassed because it was not something that everybody knew what it was. So
yeah. And the question on there is coffee late night, Keith? No, not a late night at all. It was the early start.
there you go.
There's a question, Colin. What is your main inspirational sauce? HP or ketchup?
HP or ketchup? I don't.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Jeannie is in the corner of the workshop now
laughing on the other side of the set.
We finally broke her.
The inspirational source comes from many different things. It can be from a theme that the customer has, or a newspaper, or cartoon clipping, or anything from a craft store that you want to flip through. It really depends on the time of the year. And in today's world, the internet can provide us with tons of inspiration from if you call up a certain theme, and you can get many different visuals of what you're trying to achieve, and then you can relate it back to what realistically you can make in trying to achieve that. So
yeah, I think some people fall into the trap of when the client has a budget as well, and they get this idea in the head that it's something they want to create, so they make it anyway, whether that's within the budget or not. You've got to figure it out and go what's within the client's budget to be able to manage as well. Right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Sometimes you can go overboard, but you sort of set a table then because the customer expects that detail work and size and impact that. And then you one up the budget, and they don't sort of see the coordination, the coordinate.
Yeah, they don't the correlation between the two.
Correlation. They don't see that between the two. So yes, the budget's really critical to that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have one that we often refer to on here, a cringe-worthy moment, where you won't see anything of it.
Don't do
There's a couple
it!
of those pictures that show up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, if you could time travel. And I'm not suggesting that you can't, but if you could, what advice would you give your beginner balloon artist going into business?
I think that it took us a while to really catch on to this because in our industry, we were self-taught. So we sort of came back from the day where it was trial and error, and we got the images catalog, and it was, wow. How did they do that? And we sort of grew on trying to piecemeal in our mind how we could create what was in the picture. Where today you have direct access, like the last question, like you can directly ask to an artist and say, how did you do this? Or what did you do? So it's hard to bring it all back together. But I think education is the key. I think if they get early education, and today's world, we're doing a lot of organic look. which is exactly what the trend is right now and has been for years now. But I think the fundamentals are key. And with Qualitex having the CBA and from start to finish, a new employee can come on board and pick up the fundamentals, and you can get taught from educated people in the industry to bring that together. And there's nobody else really that offers it but Qualitex. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, as well, is that I think is that okay, you get a certificate at the end and the pin badge that says that you're a CBA, but it does give you the confidence in your own abilities to know that you've reached the same level as these people.
Totally, and it's the same as going to WBC. When you go, you see a lot more people that like you, that have the same dream as you, and you see them all, and you can socialize and learn from going to conventions and trade shows and taking classes. So the education factor is huge. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know we do a lot of online education through Q Corner and everything as well, but nothing beats the face-to-face.
Face-to-face, hands-on, and you can learn from the instructor, you can learn from your co-workers and peers, and it really helps.
If you ever get an opportunity, I mean, we did that shout-out for the one in the UK for Southwest Balloon University. It really is. It's
a great way.
It is. And you, in like-minded people that share your passion, right? It's,
totally.
Yeah. It's like you're not alone. You're really not.
No, there's a lot.
You will make friends. Okay. Talking about secret sauce. Share with us your secret sauce for Stewart's baskets and balloon success.
I think the success comes from the sales ability to take an opportunity to grow your business, and it comes from the passion that you have. So if you don't have a passion, if you're not in this for a long haul and driven internally to get better, to grow, to build a business, it won't work.
Yeah.
It's the passion. It's that internal flame, the drive to get out of bed at, you guys all call it crazy hours, but 2, 3, 1, 5 a.m. to get out of bed and go do it, as opposed to hitting the alarm clock and going back to sleep and trying at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that passion and drive is really what is the ultimate success for us.
Passion and drive, it's well, I mean, we have known you for years now, Colin, and we just get inspired by it's like when you see you get up on a job and we're getting up at our normal time, and I see that you're already going off onto another job, going to do an install, and I'm like, wow. And the sizes of the job are impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, here's another thing people that don't know as well is that Stewart's basket and balloons are also behind RELI-A-DROP, right? So how did the idea for RELI-A-DROP inflate into existence? Or pop into existence? You choose the joke. Fine.
Yes, it's an interesting story. We all get caught up in activities, busy times, and we try to take a shortcut once in a while. And this shortcut was a New Year's Eve install, and the install was for 2 balloon drops. And we were making our own nets, and we decided at that time we're going to take an off-the-shelf product and we're going to inflate the balloons and put the drop up.
Okay.
We did. We put the drop in, and it's New Year's. We're gone. See you later. We went home, and 9 a.m. the next morning, for people that have taken my classes, this story's not new to you, but I'm just going to refresh it. I had to hold the phone out there for 15 minutes while the client basically gave us the gears, because I made her a laughing stock of the night. It wasn't fun. It wasn't impressive. And the issue was I installed a bag, and we filled the bag, and when they pulled the ripcord, the balloon stayed in the bag because of the static in the bag, and it never dropped. And at that time, I swore that I would never, ever use another bag and have this moment, because not only did I make an embarrassing moment for a customer, we didn't get that customer back.
No, you won't.
And so we sat down and we made RELI-A-DROP, and we started at that time, and we've never looked back. We made it for 4 different sizes, for 100 balloons, 200 balloons, 500 balloons, and 1,000 balloons.
Yeah. And
we still sell 1, 2, 5, and 1,000. And we still have distributors around the world. And it's been a very successful story.
It's actually we stock RELI-A-DROP as well.
We also changed a couple things along the way. Because the product is a product we use, and we wanted to get it better and better and better. We went to a line which is custom made for us. So the pull line will never break. It's a 200-pound sewn line, and it's a line that we have made specifically for us, and we use it in all our drops. I also use it for all my rigging. So I have spools of it. And at one point we were going to sell it separate to use. Maybe somewhere down the line we do. But we have a custom-made line specifically for RELI-A-DROP.
Okay, cool. So the thing is that it's an evolving product. It's really cool. Oh, look, there's a nice picture in the background.
Yes, Kirsten and I with the 5,000 balloon drop in the background.
Yeah, that's super cool. And like you said, is that because you use it, you're constantly trying to improve, right?
Yeah, we make it, we use it. So it's not something that's designed somewhere else in the world and sold. It's made in-house right in our shop.
Yeah.
I've heard somewhere, Colin, you test it as well.
Yeah, our nets, okay, thanks, Dom. The nets we make are, they're never foolproof. There's always that outside chance. But every net that we sew is hand tested in the shop before they go in the packaging. And then if you Google RELI-A-DROP, there's videos on the whole process, and it shows you how to do it. If you have a problem, please text us, or if you don't have the confidence to do it, please text us. We'll show you where to get those. You can find me on Instagram, colinstewart.sbb balloons. It's all there, or you can get us on Facebook. But it's got a test in our shop before we put it in the package. It's got a test when you fill it with balloons before you lift it. It's got a test when you have it installed. You can show the customer that the loop is still in the net, and you can pull it and the loop gets smaller. And so there's many different tests along the way that show you that it's going to drop.
Confidence as well, because that's the important thing, right?
It's very hard the first time. The first time you do it, you're scared that it's going to drop. So we show you that process.
It's a one-time deal. That's
right. It's a one-time deal, and as a decorator, and as a decorator for many years, I want it to work. Yeah. And so I use the product, so I make sure it works.
Yeah. Hello, Luke has appeared in the chat as well. Hello, Luke, and we've also got Alex and Ellie from Canada as well.
Yes, yes. Hi, guys. Hope you're all doing well over there. I hope it's raining. It's lovely weather over here. So it's
actually,
good,
for some reason, it's beautiful weather.
It's beautiful weather here, so I hope it's all raining at home or snowing even.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh. But we'll go with it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And hope you enjoy your coffee, Alice.
Yeah.
Colin, when it comes to working with corporate clients, how do you match your creativity with their brand and message?
Mm-hmm. The key with working with the corporate world is they have a set budget, they have a need, and you have to work to exceed their need. You work to. They have a theme for the event. It's pretty much in front of you. That's why they're getting in touch with you. Yeah. And so I think the corporate world is more defined. It's not like a birthday party where they have no idea what they're doing. Okay. It's a themed event. Yeah. So most of the time, either a launch of a new product or a Christmas party
Season,
or
whatever.
So that's not as hard as trying to get in and grow that market. That's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Just making sure. We've got another question. How can we follow your work? Can you share your preferred social media channels? Yeah, it was at Colin
Stewart SB Balloons.
Yeah.
On Instagram. I think there's close to 8,000 pictures there now. So
if anybody finds it, if you just share it in the chat for everybody else, that would be fantastic. That would be good. And apparently it has been pouring all day back at home.
Perfect. I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Happy days.
Happy days. That's why I'm on holidays. Good.
What advice would you give? So, talking about the corporate client side, what advice would you give to balloon artists looking to break into the corporate market? Are there specific strategies or pitches that work best?
I think it's an endless question. I mean, it can take an awful lot, but an overview of how you could do it. I think the confidence in yourself, the ability to walk in and talk to that corporate client. A lot of times we're in a t-shirt and jeans, and you're walking into an environment that's got a receptionist and an office and a suits and ties, and you're a little bit more intimidated, or you're a little bit more nervous. I think that the things like having a very polished brochure or flyer, something you can show your work.
A sales tool, right?
A sales tool.
Yeah.
It's very key that you take your work and take time to put it together so you have something professional.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you get in there, a lot of the times when you're meeting a client, you don't have an hour to present.
Okay.
They're busy people.
Yeah.
And their time is really important. So if you get that opportunity to become face-to-face, you need to maximize your time. And the conversation you have to have is very polished. And a lot of us don't really know where to start there. And I think if you take a sales tool that's in your own home and you can practice that pitch, you're ahead of the game.
Okay.
So if you go in the bathroom
And just do the old
close
mirror.
the door,
Yeah.
and you talk to the mirror, it sounds stupid, but you see yourself with your hands like this and your heads like this, and you look like that, and you see all of the little things that are what the client sees.
Yeah.
And then you can fix that, and you can polish, and you can talk to the mirror, and you can, hopefully you don't get any answers, but you can talk to the mirror.
Well, I know some of our viewers on here, they might get some answers.
They might get some answers?
Yeah, they might actually get some answers back.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe. But if you can talk to the mirror and with confidence, and then you don't have to have the script right in front of you, you can have it down and you can talk and you can see what you look like and how you talk. And
Yeah.
if you don't like it, fix it. And that's your own domain that you can do that to. So
Yeah, that's
I think
cool. I think
the confidence and the professional flyer that you're going to present to the client, and then have a message. Don't just cold call for the sake of cold calling and you don't have something to sell.
Yeah.
Because again, what are you here for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are you pitching?
Yeah.
You know, if you got a vacuum cleaner and it's a great vacuum cleaner, but you don't know how to sell the vacuum cleaner, then so if you've got a great portfolio, but you don't know that they've got a big 25th anniversary next month or next year, or it's Christmas around the corner, or it's a Halloween party. If you've got something you can target to, they'll listen.
Yeah.
Something that helps them in their day-to-day life.
Yeah. It is. It's trying to solve problems for them, right? But speaking of which, I actually do have a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
Yeah.
It's now just gathering dust.
I've got that hand-free thing now, so you don't have to charge it by itself, and you just
Don't
you don't
call
have to
Jeannie
no
that.
cords.
Don't
no
call
cords. It was Jeannie that told us to buy it, so that's even better.
Okay.
It works on the boat.
Well, we're going to be using a picture soon. Tell us about a time when your balloon creations led to a lasting impact or significant return on investment for the corporate client, and what you think was key to that success.
Okay, I think I have an example. I think that would. I don't think I can give you a better one.
Yeah.
Social media to all of us is very important, and we do I wouldn't say all of it, but we do a lot of work for Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment.
So who, sorry?
Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment.
Maple Leaf Sport. Okay.
So we do
Hence the shirt.
all of the sports teams under MLSE. We also do all the concerts for MLSE that require our services. So when we got a call not long ago, this year actually, and it was for to decorate the dressing room for Lewis Capaldi. And him being from Scotland, and he's on the radio all the time. So it was kind of really fitting for us to go and do it. It was, I'm from Scotland, he's from Scotland, so it was kind of neat that way. So we did it, we decorated the dressing room, all done, left, and went home, and we had no clue what he was going to do. When he came into the dressing room, it was all Lewis Capaldi right in front of him, and it was wall to wall, floor to ceiling. But he posted it on social media.
There it is.
So Lewis did us like, this is inside his dressing room, and he posted it on his social media. Now, if you go and look at Lewis's social media, he got over 850,000 likes to that post.
850,000 likes.
And that's a very proud moment. And for him to post it on there, number one, he must have liked it.
Yeah.
And number two, to get that many likes from his fans, they must have liked it.
Yeah.
And if you go searching through his social media, there's a lot of pictures on his social media, around 200 likes, 300 likes, but 850,000 likes, I think, is probably, I haven't looked in a little bit, but it's his third highest ever picture post. So yeah, it's a very proud moment for us to do that.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I mean, the thing is, well, Lewis Capaldi's crazy, and he's such a character. So yeah,
it's a perfect fitting picture.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
There's also, it's worth checking out because there's more pictures there as well.
Right.
So we haven't got them to share because we want you to go and check out Lewis's own page.
Not right now, though. Wait
till we're done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everybody leaves chat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, gone. Yeah, everybody left.
Yeah,
Now, we're off air now, Keith.
Yeah,
They're all
there you
gone.
go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you check out our Instagram, you might see pictures of people like Ellen and Pink and Bon Jovi and Drake and
Now you just name
yeah,
dropping.
yeah. There's a few more pictures that are on there.
Excellent. Yeah, it's amazing because you kind of got it wrapped up with all of these. This is why when Colin was coming, we needed to talk to him about his corporate clients specifically because he's kind of like the king of the corporate clients over in Canada and that part of the
We've
world.
done an awful lot from doing 185 grand openings of Walmart right coast to coast. We have a very thankful corporate base that we're very thankful to have.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey, but year after year we continue to decorate for them.
Yeah. A question there from Luke. He wondered how many miles you do a year. Good couple.
It's
Answers on a postcard. Yeah.
I have a pretty close estimate there, Luke. We bought 2 brand new F-150s last September, October, and one of the F-150s is over 600,000 kilometers. So it's that's just on one of the trucks, and the other truck has another. Yeah,
That's crazy.
So yeah, we're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anybody that works in miles as well, it's just divided by 1.6. But yeah, it's still a hell of a lot.
It's not the miles that's really hurting. It's the $2,000 to $3,000 a month in gas. So it becomes costly.
Just use electric.
Yeah, electric.
Yeah.
I've looked into electric, and
Yeah.
they say
Just
that
get
I'm
yourself
going
a Tesla
to get
Cybertruck.
stuck at the side of the road because the battery doesn't last
I
long
can
enough.
see you get a Tesla Cybertruck and that'd be amazing.
If they could get a big enough battery that would get me to the next charging station.
Well, you just go and buy some new ones.
Yeah, like the little side ones we stick in our pockets.
Yeah, just do that. Be fine, I'm sure.
One day.
One day. Sale, I can't wait for the day that I see somebody delivering balloons in a Tesla Cybertruck. That would be funny. Right. Sales often involve understanding and addressing objections. What are some common objections that you hear in the balloon industry, and how do you overcome them?
Like?
Well, I mean, sometimes we get environmental things. So when a corporate client in the past wanted us to do an installation in a lake, and in this lake there was it was kind of on the edge of a nature reserve, so they were a bit sensitive about the environmental impact. So what we did was we had to go in and do a risk assessment and explain what we use and how we go about it and how we ensure that everything that we do is removed and everything as well. So that's how we dealt with that particular. Is there anything that you've ever had to deal with? Or even just
I live in a marina.
Okay.
So Friday Harbor Resort is a big on-water location with 1,000 yachts and condos and everything and restaurants, and everybody's on the water.
Okay.
So it's always in front of us on make sure it's and we bring it to their attention. We've turned down jobs there because it's calling for bad weather, and I don't want the balloons in the water. I don't want the environmental problem.
Yeah.
Other ones we're far enough away, and we use a lot of heavy framework.
Okay.
So that allows us to do some of these jobs.
Okay.
So it's it's always a concern when you're working outside. But
Yeah.
we live in a marina where it's day to day. It's every day. So.
Yeah, it's interesting what you said there about using the heavy framework, because you can sometimes buy cheap framework and things like that, and you can buy cheap, or
Yeah.
you can buy good.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to buy cheap.
And my
good.
grandmother always said, "You buy cheap, you buy dear." So it's like
Okay.
you're.
It's gonna cost you.
We've invested a lot of money in 90-pound bases.
Okay.
So the wind isn't going to sort of pick it up on a regular basis. We've also customized our bases, which allow us a different footprint. So it's not just the base; it's how we secure to the base.
Okay.
So it's if you have a base and you have a single pole here, your work can turn.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a dual peg system, so nothing will turn. So it's a lot more structure. So we clamp down on 2 pins.
Okay.
And that way it's not going to be this way,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be. So we prevent a lot that way. So
Yeah.
the design was designed and then it was redesigned. So it's one of those living kind of help. We can't always go out to the corner store like Home Depot and just buy something.
Nope.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Ours are steel and they hold on.
Yeah, we have various ones, but we've got our heavyweight ones for when they have to go outside on and it's all heavyweight steel. It's not conduit or anything like that. It's actually
Steel.
heavyweight steel ball.
Yeah. It's a lot of money to invest.
Yeah.
If you're going to go and, I know some of us can weld and everything. I don't do any of that. I go to my guy and I talk to him, discuss it, and we both work out the right solution that's going to meet, but
Yeah.
it's steel.
Yeah. Cool. Relationship building is crucial in sales. How do you nurture and maintain long-term relationships with your corporate clients to ensure repeat business and referrals?
Another great question. You need to treasure your clients.
Yeah.
Once you get a client, you want to look after the client any way you can. And I think when you understand your client, like we've had clients now over 25 years. And I've got one client that's been with me for 25 years and does 7 displays a year. So they're around.
Yeah.
And they have the confidence in us to come in there and deliver. But I think it's the relationship building. It's building that trust factor isn't just, yes, we can do it and you're gone. It's, do you understand his business? Do you understand, I go in and I can sit in his office for an hour and we can talk hockey.
Okay.
It's the personal relationships you're building with that client that allow you to continue and continue and continue.
It's the people by people situation, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Every person's different. And if you get to know them and they know you and that relationship begins.
Yeah. We always say as well, it's much easier to hold on to a client than gain a new one. So it takes a lot more effort to actually go out there and bring new clients in.
It's very important.
It's the same policy for us to think about that as a lifetime customer.
Yes,
that bit of work at the beginning pays off in the long term.
Totally. I can't say it better. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. What else we got? What's the most surprising place that balloons have taken you? And I don't mean like
gone in
an up situation.
I've been very fortunate for now over 25 years teaching for Qualitex, and we've when we get hired, Jeannie and I both go.
Okay.
So it's not just off I go and teach. So we both go, and we were able to get asked to go teach at J-Band 20, the 20th anniversary. And I think they're up to 25 or 26.
It's
somewhere up there now.
Over in Japan.
And I think the lesson I learned in Japan was incredible. The culture over there is amazing.
Yeah.
Number one, I can't speak it. I can't read it. I have no understanding of any of the signs or what's on the menu but they are so very nice to deal with. Everybody you go there, they thank you. They're pleasant to you. Yeah. They help any way they can. You buy a pen, and in North America, when you get a pen, here's your pen, and they'll take the time to gift wrap the pen and hand it to you. It's like if the rest of the world could just learn that, even a piece of that, I think we'd all be better off.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing place.
It is. It's so far removed from our normal day as well. It's
totally.
Yeah, it's we've been blessed enough to go to Japan too, and it's just
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate. Jeannie and I are very fortunate to had the chance to go there, and it's an amazing place.
Yeah. I've already got plans as well. As my daughter's desperate to go to Japan. She's actually learning Japanese. Not in school, like in her own time, she's learning Japanese.
Wow!
And I've kind of promised that as she leaves school, we're gonna go over.
That's it. She'll have a wedding over there. You get to go decorate.
Yeah, not for another 20 years or something. Anyway, if you could invent a new type of balloon or balloon accessory, what would it be? Let's make something up.
Make something up.
Self-inflating balloons.
Electric delivery van.
Electric delivery. Cybertruck. Tesla Cybertruck. Already done, Dom.
Yeah. And I, you say that, but I don't know if you've seen. I know we all carry our phones, and we all see that the 5G is on our phones.
Yeah.
But there was a program that just came to me that I watched not long ago about 5G and how advanced it is, and I wonder where the industry is going, with technology.
Yeah.
Just I think it's bound to get some involvement. I know that the lights and we put in there and the sparkles and it's the wow. What I'm always looking for the next wow.
Okay.
And I think maybe 5G or an app or what it is, I don't know, but I think I'm intrigued with the technology side of our industry.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because there's people that put lights inside of balloons, and then there's ones that are connected to even your phone, so you can do app, so then you can sync them to music, and you can have them.
I think anything like that you're going to be able to give back to the customers to give them the next wow. I think that's the biggest part.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Right, last question, unless we've got anything in chat, which is, so what does the future of Stewart's Basket and Balloons hold for you? Or for the company?
Yeah, great question.
Yeah,
great question.
So, domination.
I have a daughter at home that's busy at work, and she shouldn't be watching the show, so she shouldn't be hearing what I'm saying. But I think Kirsten is the next wow for Stewart's Baskets and Balloons. She's got a lot of talent, and it allows us to not come to work at 5 o'clock in the morning because all our prep work is done.
Because she's going in at 5 o'clock.
She has the advantage because I leave to go do the installs, 3 to 5 installs a day we're doing in the corporate marketplace every day. So she has all my prep done.
Okay.
So I think that's the exciting part that the future brings, and I think there's a great future ahead. So
yeah. That sounds fantastic. I think we're going to add one more question. Is if you could give our viewers one tip for the balloon industry, what do you think would it be?
Have the passion we do.
Yeah.
Go out there, have confidence, get educated, learn the fundamentals. I know it's always about, I've got to get it done, but the industry's exploding right now with organic. It's in every post you see. But it's just one tool in your toolbox. And I think if we can expand everybody's toolbox, then you get into more confident situations where you can attack all decor.
Yeah.
And there's a reason we've been around for 30 years. It's like the toolbox is very up to date, a lot of education, a lot of moments spent talking to our peers, and I think that's the helpful.
Yeah. There we go. Absolutely.
Passion.
Passion. The thing is, passion creates drive, right?
Yes, totally.
And that's what's going to drive you forward.
That or Guinness.
Guinness, absolutely. One more. I don't know if you touched on it, because I was doing some chat stuff as well, and I know we talked about it earlier about sales. Feeding the funnel.
Oh yeah, about rejection. That was what.
Because I saw you speak.
How do you handle rejection in sales, right?
Yes, that's a critical point, Dom. I think everybody here that's listening to this is trying to grow a business, and I think when you go out there into the world, it's not easy to go after what you think is an opportunity without the confidence to go and sell it. And I think we touched base with, talking to the mirror and having a professional a brochure that you can present to the client. I think how do you take that next step? What do you do to get to the next step? And I think we try to do, because we have an established business, it's a little bit different, but I still do cold calls. And I think you need to grow through building your business. And I think it's not easy. I know it's not easy. And meeting customers isn't easy, because when you walk in there and you try to present, if you do all your homework and you go and say, would you like to do this for your upcoming Christmas party, or I can decorate your showroom, and they say no. And that's not easy for us.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get told no.
Nobody likes rejection.
What do you mean balloons? What are you going to do with balloons? Like, you want to put balloons where? Like, you get a lot of feedback from that customer, and sometimes you go home and you're like, really? What am I doing? Like, what did I do wrong? And it's nothing you've done wrong. It's just part of the sales cycle. It's rejection. It's part of life. And I think you need to overcome it, let it go. It's gone. There's 100 more out there that are waiting for you to walk in the door. And I think that moment when you do that sales call, when you go there and you meet them, and they say, when can you install it? This sounds great. I think you're going to have that moment in your life where it's like, wow, the light went off. You just scored the winning goal in the championship game. It's like, the adrenaline rush is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you want. And it's a process of trying to overcome the rejection to get to that goal.
Yeah.
And I think it's there. There's so many events. If you take the area you're in and you look at how many events in a driving area that you're comfortable with, is it an hour? Is it 10 minutes? There's a lot of events. Birthdays, anniversaries, corporate accounts, grocery stores, shopping malls, car dealerships, sports teams, whatever it is. There's a lot. And they don't know you exist. Go out and sell and get confident and be passionate about what you do. And I think you'll have good success.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got taught at an early stage with sales it is a numbers game, and one more no just makes you closer to the yes.
And it's hard because it's like a funnel.
Yeah.
The more times you go and you meet a client and you take it and you put their information in the funnel and you give them your flyer, it spins around and spins around and spins around, and then it falls out and they say, you know what, let's give this guy a call, and you're off. And if you don't put enough in the funnel, there's nothing coming out of the funnel.
Yeah,
so
it is. It's the more you put in, the more you get
totally
out. So,
yeah, totally agree.
Absolutely. There was a thing that we were talking about before earlier as well, as I thought was a very interesting tactic, is the fact that because you do travel at times to do these installations, and then on your way back you actually are on the hunt. You're like shark driving, looking for the next target and going, is that an opportunity? Is that an opportunity? And driving
as opposed to the opposite, where you set up a time next Wednesday and I'm going to go do sales calls.
Yeah.
And next Wednesday comes and you don't go anywhere and you say, I'll do it the next week.
Yeah.
And then next week turns into next month. And then, at the end of the year, you have a new goal for your next year to start and do cold calls. I do it a little differently. And anybody that's taken my Sales 101 class has heard this speech, but it works. And it's a fact of, I set up the first install as the farthest away account, and I work back to the shop. So at the end of the day, I'm closer to home. And if I have to go down the same road every day, you don't see the opportunity. So turn right when you're supposed to turn left, and turn left when you're supposed to turn right, and work your way back, and you see, oh, I didn't know they were building a new building here, and wow, there's a new grocery store going in, or that looks like a car dealership's putting out. There's opportunity in front of our eyes every day.
Yeah.
And I think taking a different route and stopping, make a point of stopping, going in and introducing yourself in that cold call, and it's hard, it's not easy, but I think they give you the confidence to do the next one, and then the next one, and then, wow, I just landed 3 new accounts, and I've gone out in a day and done 5 sales calls and come home with business. And they're installing tomorrow, and I'm on the way home. I get out of the sales call, and I'm sending the business card. I take a picture and send it to Jeannie. Say, can you send him an invoice? I'm installing tomorrow, and it's every day. It's there. The business is there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. I love that. I love the story. When you told me before as well, and I'll listen to it every single time. But because it is, people do tend to put off that the cold call. That is the manana situation.
Totally,
right?
totally.
Yeah. So you've got to do it. Don't put it off. And they're not rejecting you. Yeah. It's not right for them right now. Right. They're not rejecting you. It is a numbers game.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. That rejection is a no.
Yeah.
And it's not as easy as we say. Just take it and let it roll off your back. It takes time. I've been selling for,
a few years.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50.
50 years.
Doesn't show.
No,
yeah, doesn't.
The problem with being Dom is that he lacks confidence.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
it. Something you've said, and we've made this mistake right at the beginning, was your first 2 or 3 cold calls, doing them too close to home.
Yes, very true. When you go do a sales call and you say, okay, I'm going to go tomorrow morning and I'm going to do the sales call that Colin said, and you go to the corner store and you go into the grocery store and you go in there and you're going to try and sell them a back to school display like right now, or maybe an upcoming Halloween display, and he says, no, I'm not interested. Then number one, you're going to get that rejection that we just talked about. But number two, that's your local grocery store. And now you've got to go in there and buy dinner next week, or go in there tonight and get milk, and you feel like, oh no, here he comes. I look like an. Don't do that. Don't start with your local next door grocery store. Practice. Go to the other side of town where you don't go very often and practice. And then go to that side of town and practice. And then work your way back till you have that confidence, so when you go into that grocery store next to you, you land that account.
Yeah.
And that's now you're proud, and you can go in there, and you know how much more business you're going to get when you got the local grocery store and it's your work, and that's really a good key.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Was there anything left, Dom?
No, just a reminder for the upcoming show.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. So first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to Colin for coming here and giving up his time on our holiday as well, on a vacation, to spend with you guys. And
back in the Qualitex world. There we go, guys.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Always in the Qualitex world.
So, but we do have upcoming, not on the next show, but the one after, which is on the 20th of September. And we've got Chris Adamo, who's going to be joining on a live video link. But just to let you know, it's going to be at a different time. So instead of 6 p.m. UK time, it's actually going to be 12 noon UK time with Chris, because of he's going to be live from Sydney, Australia, and it will be a little bit unfair to have him coming on at 3 in the morning or whatever it is.
But that's hard for me, because the 19th of September is my birthday.
Oh, well, there we go. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, see, so it'd be hard for me to get up, and I'll do it.
We'll have a Guinness
I'll
ready.
do it. It's Chris. That's it. There you go.
So I'm going to hand you back over to Dom in the studio over there, and I'm going to say bye-bye. You can, if you leave any golden nuggets in the chat, that'd be awesome.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, that was excellent as always. I've had the fortunate luck to listen to Colin a few times, and the funnel one's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Because that
Fill the funnel.
That persistence, a lot of people we spoke to over the years, ourselves included, right at the beginning, where, you do 1 sales call, 2 sales call, and they're not successful.
Yeah, no, it is, and you get that knockback, and it does hurt. It's been out there. We've done our share of cold calling. For some reason, for me, I prefer face-to-face cold calling than on the phone.
We speak with our arms.
Yeah, it's also, you can read people's body languages and things in there. You've got more chance to...
It's harder for them to escape.
To hide. Yeah.
It is.
But
You've got
like Colin says, though, if you book it in advance, or you say, right, next Wednesday I'm going to do some cold calling and things like that, that next Wednesday will never come.
Exactly. And just doing the majority and putting that in there. And, we made that mistake early on, doing something that was close, that we really wanted their business because it was perfect location for us, but we kind of had to leave that for a while to come back to it when we grew our confidence to kind of readdress that. But yeah, going a bit further afield is great, because you can kind of practice on them first.
I also love that basically sharking for business, like going out there and then coming back on a different route and just looking out and identifying opportunities and then targeting those opportunities and saying, you know what, I'm going to go for it.
But also having a little notebook and going, what went well in that conversation? What did I say that pricked up a bit of interest? Yeah. You didn't get the job, but what got a conversation going? Well, that was successful. I can use that. but maybe drop that and adapt it as well. So, look at your successes from each of those no's as well, and they will eventually lead to the yeses.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. And a reminder, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after that, it is going to be with Chris. And that's the one that's going to be at 12 o'clock. But it's already up on YouTube. So you can see the link and see what time it's going to be in your local area.
We might have to dig out those neck supports again.
Things are looking up. And with that, we're going to say goodbye for now and take care.
Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.